You are the first lady of Israeli movie, writer, producer. How do you manage all of this?
I manage because I know that I don't have time, and time is very valuable and very dear, and I do much more than because I work in the theater, at the National Theater. These days I'm rehearsing a leading role in a very difficult play, and I have my foundation for sick children, and I have a family, and it's just that I never waste my time.
So you do even more than I thought, even more role than I thought.
It's okay. I don't feel that I miss something. On the contrary, I sleep little, I live a lot, I do as much as I can. And again, I say I never waste my time. Some people say, oh, but we never see you in places. Yes, you don't see me on the beach, you don't see me in... But I do see my friends. I go abroad a lot. I'm a very curious person. I go to the cinema, I go to the theater, I go to see young actors, I go to see young playwrights. I take my granddaughter, I grab life, and yeah.
And you manage all of that. It's really impressive, and you seems to be happy with it. So that's really great. Why was it so important for you to show this film to the Polish audience?
Because you see, my mother, I'm half Polish. My mother was Polish, and her influence on my life is so strong. And the first book, The Summer of Avia, which the movie is based on, and then the second book is also, the first one is about my mother and myself, and the second one is about the time I spent in an orphanage, in a youth village in Israel when I was 14. This was when I was 10 years old, and my group of friends there were all survivors, children survivors of the Holocaust. So everything is under the heavy burden of the Holocaust, based on memories. And you see, my mother, who was mentally ill, and my childhood was so different, not difficult, but different childhood. A difficult childhood is another story, but my childhood was different because of my mother, because of her experience, because of my experience with her. So, and I thought that for me it was important to you see, my book was translated into many
languages.
languages, and recently even to Arabic, and I wanted it so much to be translated to Polish, because it's somehow it's connected, it's important to me. Unfortunately, my mother doesn't live anymore, she passed away, but everything I do is not everything, but many things that I do it for her. And so it was important for me that it would be here, it would be shown here.
It's obvious that this movie is autobiographical. It's based on a true story. Did you have any doubts what to show or what to not show?
No, because you see, for many years I never admitted that I'm a daughter of a mentally ill mother, of a crazy mother. I mean, you know, people say, "Oh, she's the daughter of a crazy woman," or I teach children to say of a mentally disturbed, of a this and that. But never mind. But the bottom line is that I mothered my mother, and it was such a. So the moment I admit to myself that the person I am the girl who used to be the daughter of that woman. So this was the first step. So I cannot deny it, and you see, how shall I put it? The book came. I never thought that I will write anything. I'm not a writer. I didn't consider myself as a writer. I didn't know that I can write.
But you became a good writer.
I became. It's God. It's a gift somehow. It's a thank you. But it came. I was vomiting. Experience for the expression. I vomited the story, and it came out. And then it became a movie. Then it became a one-woman play. And then I wrote the other book, the second book, and then the other, and it's so there was not. I didn't think of what not to show, but the idea was this is the book, and this is the story, and it came as it came out, and that was it, and I couldn't censorship myself.
The power of truth, we can say.
Yeah, and on the other hand, there's you see, my mother. Until I was 14, I was sure that my mother was a partisan and a survivor. She was not a partisan. She since she was so sick mentally, she had in her mind, she remembered things that she didn't experience, and so everything is so. It was so mixed up in me. And then in the other book, I tell her, you were not there. You were not there. And she said, you don't tell me where I was and where I were not, you know. It's so it's a story that somehow it was pouring out of me. And in Israel, it's part of the curriculum of the schools for 20 years. And every child, they learn it at school, they do from early, and so somehow I wanted to come back, to come to this place. It's as if I bring my mother back home, you know, somehow.
Yeah, and you did a really big success, all of it, really. And the last question would be, what's your greatest passion? I heard about so many facilities and so many activities that you do, but what's your biggest passion, like being an actress or writing or I even maybe producing films, because that's what you do too.
Yeah, but you see, if I will not be remembered as an actress, it will be sad, because after all I invested more than 50 years in my profession. But if I will be remembered as a person who gave back to the community, to sick children, who took care of severe diseases, I mean children who are sick with severe diseases, if I will be remembered for this, I will be happy. This is really, it became a very important part of my life. My foundation, the Gila Almagor Wishes Foundation, and it's an organization that I started myself as a one-person organization, and then it became bigger and bigger, and now it's huge. And this, I feel that I'm not doing it myself. I have a group of people that are working with me all the way for many years, and of course my parents, they are there watching over me and protecting me, yeah. But I'm very grateful that when I look back and when I know where I started, my starting point into this life was so wrong and bad, and after all I'm a very happy person and fulfilled many dreams of myself and other people, and so life is really. There were times that I thought life is not worth it to live, and now I think that life is wonderful.
I wish everybody could say that. It was a real pleasure talking to you, and thank you very much. Thank you.